I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right and see life do what you want.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back to the All Elite Racing Series mini series. Obviously, leading up to the main series, which will, I believe, sign-ups are open now, so teams can get their get in. So we're here for China, the PC race at China, and I've got a special guest with me in the comms booth. Good evening, Will Gibson. How are you?
Thank you, Piney. I'm very good, thank you. It's an honour to be here for my commentary return.
Very nice. So yeah, so we've got. Oh, from what I've noticed as well in this PC lobby, I've noticed we've got a couple esports drivers. Like I saw, was it Tico Hardy in and a Fabian Donoso. So that's gonna be interesting. Says I know those two are quick. I'm expecting 1-2 out of those two this evening, but we'll soon find out, eh? Right.
We will see, but obviously, if we actually think about it here, Tycho has less points than everyone on this grid in esports. That's not a stat you would expect to hear, being as he is one of the only two to compete in the series on this grid.
And this is where Blake, go on then, tell the stream how bad.
So Tycho in the 2025 season got a disqualification around Qatar, which led to -3 points, which are the only 3 points he has scored. They are just going in the wrong direction.
Wait, so he didn't score points at all in
No.
what this year's sim racing series? Oh Jesus!
No, he didn't. He got 0 points.
Oh dear. Well, let's hope he does better today and actually score some points for his team. At the minute, he's who's first on this track? Oh, it's Zach. Was it Zach Style? Yeah, Zach Styler. Hang on, oh my! Is this freaking Silo?
It is, yes.
Yeah, because I knew I had a new name for somewhere because it's like he used to run under the name Silo for ages, and now obviously he's actually going by his actual name. So that'll be interesting. Is he still on pad, or is he?
He is still on controller, yes.
Jesus Christ! I thought he swapped to a bloody wheel.
No, he does not have a wheel yet. God. Uncertain when he will get one, but he is still on pad.
God, I would say he's probably the fastest person I know on pad. Then, like, holy moly!
I believe he is the fastest on pad in the entire game.
God, oh, this will be interesting then, right? Whoa! I just got a bit of lag there. What the fuck? Freaking everything was teleporting for me for a second. Right, it seems to sort itself out. So ride on board here then with Zach as he's doing his first run around this Chinese track, as he's now coming through turns 3 on 4, and he's want to keep it tight to the apex, and now full throttle all the way down to turn 6. Well, technically it's turn 5 because I don't count that. I hate the track map. It's just like some of the corners on the Chinese track map just don't count as corners for me. Like, god damn it. Anyway, round turn 6, looking nice and tightly there. I want to keep it as close to curb as can, and then nicely round turn 7. Yeah, I'm just ignore. I'm getting myself all muddled up now because I'm just annoyed by the freaking track map. Right, Zach now coming around the banking of what is turn 13, and now onto one of the longest straights of the calendar. I believe only Mexico beats this straight.
I believe Las Vegas might also.
And Vegas, but only just. Anyway, right, into a tight hairpin of 14. Now back onto the throttle as we come to the final corner. Zach going to be the first one to set a lap time in this session. Coming up to the line, what's the benchmark going to be for everyone to beat? It is 1:30.927. And who's going to be...
I believe next is a Cadillac coming to the line. Well, no, it was the Haas, sorry.
No, it's Donoso. No, I said Donoso's done a lap. He's gone just under a tenth faster. Think about... yeah, about 700 faster than his teammate. I see an Aston Martin come along, and that was Tom Wolfgram, who's a full second slower than the pair of them. So it looks like some of them are doing second out laps. Because I see Jakob and Daniel Mas like massively slow. So they're doing second out laps.
Yeah, definitely. Those two are definitely doing double out lap.
Yeah, because I've seen some people do that because you don't tend to burn that much fuel these days with the new cars.
The main reason why double out lap is being done at this track especially is because you're coming out the pit lane about 4 laps of fuel, even on 5 kg. I mean, having a look, Daniel Mas has actually just kind of been ruined this lap because he got the yellow flag. Yeah, he loses roughly 10% ERS just from that yellow flag, which completely kind of ruins this lap for him.
Yeah, that is the one downside of the freaking ERS deployment. If a yellow flag appears, you just lose some battery, and it's just not helpful. So, Where's Tycho? He started a lap. Who's next to actually finish the lap? Oh, it's going to be Thomas Biscup. And he's just behind Tom, and then instantly gets knocked down, replaced by Jakob. Yep. Improves on his lap, but obviously not good enough to get in the 30s like the front three. Who is next? Oh, I was just about to click on someone and it just moved immediately. It's like, God dang it. I hate it when that happens. You just randomly move to someone and they just cross the line as they're doing it. So that's rather annoying. So I do believe the next one now will be Tycho Hardy then.
Having a look at the current sectors, Tycho is matching Fab in the first, but he has lost 2 tenths in the middle. So maybe that could be an ERS thing where he has more ERS into the final sector.
Yeah, that could be, because obviously with the ERS, because it burns so fast on this year's game compared to last year, it's just like you've got to balance it out. You just got to find the right points to do it, right points to recharge it. Tycho Hardy up to the line. Where's he going to go? It is P2. Half a tenth off of Donoso at the top. So that's a good start.
He did claw back a lot of that time he lost in the middle, just in that final sector.
That is a good start. So I'd say very nice little group here. Thinking Tycho, Lucas, and Zach all like just 200 separates them. So that's nice to see when you get a small like group of that. But I assume towards the end of the session that's going to get a lot quicker, and yeah. So we do have like 11 minutes left. And just looking at the YouTube chat, we've got Liam Stevens asking who's winning the championship right now. Couldn't tell you. Grumpy hasn't updated the standings. That's all I can say about that. Well, I think they're updated, but Grumpy hasn't put them out for everyone to see.
I believe it is VNT, though. I believe. I'm not entirely certain on that, though.
So if I remember correctly, I think one of the Ventura drivers did win last week, so I think. I say without tabbing
well,
out.
I believe Florian won. I believe Florian won, and then one of the VNTs. But actually, no, because Dirt last week spun on the final lap.
You know what? Since there's nobody actually on our lap right now, I'm going to tab out and have a look what I've got. Because I believe I just have a quick find of it. Is this it? Nope, that's console. Unless it's in here. Nope. Oh, it'll be here. Aha, here we go. So Florian Van Zeltzer won last week. And we've got Luke. Right. Wrong one. Here we go. It's actually Tatum Race Tech that's at the top at the minute. 49 points. Then Venturi with 40. FST were also with 40. Alien and ETA both have 32. FVR on 28. 16 for IRT and Vision have 11. All Elite Racing had 8. And Future Racing Team have 2. Where RSC have absolutely nothing. Because they didn't race. So there you go. Quick and easily find. And now everyone's on out laps. See, didn't miss anything. So Tatum then will look to have a good qualifying then to think as well. So doing a good start with Donoso top and Zach in 4th. So that's definitely a good start. Good evening, Florian. Right.
Having a look, I believe Fab is doing a double out lap now.
Yeah, if he's 6 seconds down on what his current best is, yes, he's definitely doing a double out lap. Right,
I believe the Leon Hyder, I believe his name is, has just been yellow flagged by that. I believe that is a Haas. Yes.
Yeah, look at all the traffic he has here on the back straight. Just riding on board with him. Like, look all this traffic he's got to get through. And he's been given yellow flags because of all this traffic, so he's going to have to go again. This is just sent standings XR, just covering work shifts all freaking week. There we go. Grumpy has sent out the... Sent out. That's it. As Leon's doing a 32 and then just instantly gets off the road. Can we try not to cause deliberate yellow flags? Right. Right, so Donoso is going to start another lap. As who was that just improved? That one. Just trying to look. Oh. I'm thinking JSPR improved, but not by much. Thomas.
Having a look right now, Zach is up by 90 in the middle sector split.
That is a. That's if he keeps that. If he keeps that, that will put him ahead of his teammate, but barely. So he's on the back straight here. As I see more people cross the line, someone's into the pit. So yeah, we'll be Zach next across the line. Missed the apex a little bit there. Right, as he's coming out the last corner, then Zach up to the line. What will he go up to push over the pole? Yes, he does by 0.04 of a second. See how Williams right behind him. Just starting another run. Got Hamza here for IRT and the Cadillac. Go around last corner. Was up on their previous best time. Are they up even more? No, they gave up. They gave up and started again. I believe Donoso is into the pits, not happy with his lap. So go on board with the two McLarens. It's going to be Harry before Tycho. So I'll just ride on board with Tycho. He's just...
Tycho is on a very good lap here, though. He is up by over a tenth.
Oh god, he might take provisional pole away from Zach then. This could be good. Right, his teammate's going out the last corner. Where's Harry going to improve? He improves up to 7th. And then Tycho improves up to provisional pole by over a tenth. Way over a tenth, by the way. 30.6. That's, yeah, about a tenth and a half over Zach. Damn. Massive improvement there for Tycho. Alright. Alright, Zach will be into the pits. What about the Aldis? Santana's done his lap, so he won't be on another one. What about Bessner here? Are you on a lap, or are you just going to dump it into the pits? Yeah, you're into the bin. Also in the bin. Yeah, they're all in. They're all back into the pits because yeah, 4 minutes left, so they'll all come out at the same time for one last final run. So I'm expecting a smaller spread, but I guess that's not going to happen. No. Oh, the AMS boys are back on track already. So if everyone's doing like double laps to burn their fuel, I'm expecting everyone to just leave the pits round about now. But there's only 3 out on track. We've got both the AMS drivers and the singular ET8. As I just see a barrel of cars leaving the pit, so Zenny's Zenny's run's going to be ruined by like 4 cars that just came out the pits. So that ain't going to be helpful. Because I say, both the Tatum drivers are back out onto the track. We got, I assume, Hamza for IRT's back on track, and yellow flags. Yep. And this lap of Zenny's is in the bin, and he's bailed out of it straight away. Can immediately tell because he just... Yeah. Well, that is what happens. Yellow flags appear, and your lap, if you're on one, goes into the bin. Just gotta love that. As I say, is Tycho gonna get his butt out the pits?
Tycho is just leaving the pit lane now, about to give yellow flags to another driver just starting the lap. Jacob.
Yeah, Jacob, yeah. Oh, this ain't good. And plus Tycho needs to get a wriggle on if he wants to get to the thing. Well, he's going quick enough to not give yellow flags, so that's good. So he's not ruined the AMS's lap. I just see all that traffic and on the back straight. It's like, yeah, they're all gonna have fun. So much traffic. Right. Jacob here coming through the middle sector. About to cross that second sector split. Done a 131.4, and they are down in the middle sector. That is not a good start. Because I do believe they might get round in time for another lap, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Because Tycho still needs to get a wriggle on, because it's I think he'll be fine. He's got 31 seconds. Yeah, I think Jacob's just bailed out of his lap, so understandable. Right, so it'll be Tom Wolfgram then will be the next person to put in a lap on the back. Oh god, 10 seconds. I don't think Tycho's actually going to make it.
No, he isn't.
No,
they
he's
actually
not.
really have messed his time up.
Yep. That is a bottle there from the esports driver. As Wolfgram improves up to P9. As we now go on to, I believe, not Yol. It's one of the Haas. No, it's one of the Cadillacs. Sorry, where's the Cadillacs? That's Hamza next. Then it'll be the TRT boys. Hamza up to line. Does improve, but not by much. It's Donoso next. Doesn't improve. Zach next across line. Will he go ahead of Tycho? Improves on his time, but not his position.
Lucas is up. By 80.
Where's the next one? It's Chrysalis. He's gone up by half. We got Red Bull improves up to 13th. Ferrari next. Zozo. Yep, it is. No improvement. Like, they're all just coming across line. Some of them are improving, some of them are not.
Lucas goes ahead of Pab.
Oh, he does. Oh, what the? Oh, dear. Alex Santana with a small screw up is into the wall and has caused yellow flags in final sector, which is going to screw up Harry's lap and possibly Jakob. Well, Harry does still improve, though, ahead of Santana.
I don't believe, even with that yellow flag, Harry would have got to P4. I think his maximum there was still P5, even without it.
Yeah, that is true. Oh, that's qualifying done then. Yep, just gotta wait for Jakob to get his car into the pits. So even with Tycho's bottle of leaving the pits too late, he still gets pole by just over a 10th ahead of Zach, and then Lucas Besner 2 thousandths off of Zach. Damn, that's close to a front row start. But he beats Donoso in 4th, and then it's Harry, Alex, Boba, Zoe, Daniel Mas, then Wolfgang when Jakob finally retires. Evening, Callum. So yeah. I expected more people to get into the 30s, you know, but only seeing 5 of them. But it's still fine. So yep, Tycho Hardy on pole then for the race ahead of Zach, who joins me on the front row. Lucas and 5 will share row 2, then Harry and Alex on row 3, and then the FST 4th row lockout. Then Daniel Mass and Tom, Jacob and Chris on the next row. Then Zenny and Jess, and then Hamza, Leon, and then at the back is a Thomas Biskup. Yeah, I'm saying that right. I thought I fucked it up for a second. Right. What is the time? It is exactly 25 past. They can have 2 minutes. They can have 2 minutes. Okay, Tom's given 3 minutes. Right. Obviously now we just wait for drivers to get the race setups on, finalize their strategies and their fuel. And now this is where I ask my co-coms the answer, the question: who do you think is going to win this race, lad? I think he's forgot how. Alright then, I don't get an answer. Oh, why we're ready? Well, we're ready for a bit early, but it's fine. Alright, lights out and away we go. Looks like Tycho does not get off the line very well because Zach is straight up his inside and Lucas Besner around his outside. So Tycho losing 2 places off the start of this race, as Zach in P1 is now under threat from Lucas Besner, as Donoso is going backwards, but Zach holding on to the lead as Lucas is still there. Might try something in the next turn. No, he does not. Whoa! Oh, and we go Ferrari round, and Harry just decided to go straight on at the corner. The Ferrari is still the wrong way round and has retired and left the session. That is not a good start. That was could possibly be a rage quit from the Ferrari, as Zach has already built up a gap through that middle sector. Someone's gone very wide. Oh, we got some more contact. We got, I think it's Daniel Mass and his own teammate. They're all squabbling and through. As I see few cars still ghosted in this first lap. Like they're all over the place. As Zach still almost broke the full second. As I thought Tycho was gonna go for it. Still more moving around in the background as the Envision drivers are swapping places. Harry's gonna try to go down the inside of Daniel. And I do believe he's got the move done. Yes, he has. Up into P6 goes Harry. And now his next person he's going to go past is Donoso. As they've seemed to have dropped away from the lead lot. As looks like Alex Santana's trying to get up the inside here of Jacob and does so. Obviously they're on different tyre strats from what I can see. Jacob on the hards where Alex is on the mediums. And now, after that first lap of shenanigans, what are people's tyres? So the Vision drivers are opting for different strategies, same with the IRT drivers, and so are the AMS. So only 3 people started on the hards, but everybody else is on the mediums. And yeah, there's a lot of moving around as well in this first lap. Biggest winners are the Vision driver Chris and Zoe, both gaining 4. And biggest loser right now is unfortunately Tom Wolfgram, who's lost 4. But it's very chaotic, very fun first lap, and Zach is almost broken like a full second to Lucas Besner. He's trying to, so he doesn't get the benefit of boost mode. Yeah, very interesting first lap. Is this where I've lost my co-comms because he's gone on mute? Has he forgot to turn his microphone back on?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
what
did.
I realised. So what I've realised already is Lucas is struggling for a bit of pace. Him and Zach have very, very similar AERS. Even with that overtake recharge, which allows him to use a small bit more throughout the lap, he is struggling for that pace still.
Yeah, because he's flirting around the 1 second mark from Zach, so obviously Zach's not having any issues at all. Obviously wants to break the toe, as I see people moving. Oh, we've got side-by-side action here. We've got Alex Santana trying to go around the outside of Chris here for P8, and now has the inside line for the next corner. But they're still side-by-side. Later on the brakes, the Envision driver and gets back ahead. Alex Santana's still there. Now, there we go. Finally, he's given it up. The Envision driver staying ahead.
There was a yellow flag.
Oh, Harry's off the road.
Some sort of mistake.
Yep, Harry has made a mistake, but no. I thought he's missing a full front wing there, but he's just missing the end plate. So one small mistake there from Harry has just cost him a lot, because he was ahead of Daniel Mass and behind Donoso. Donoso's caught up with the lead 4. Well, with the lead 3
That is a
now.
giant gap though now to P6 to P5. That's really good for the leader.
Yeah, because big gap like that, it's going to make it very hard for Daniel to catch back up. Like, you can't even do like DRS swapping in these days now, because DRS is just gone.
So another thing that's happened here is Lucas lost the blue overtake mode on this lap compared to Zach.
Oh, he has done, but he's back within a second. So I think Zach's just probably like burning it all on the straight to make the gap, and then just Oh, Daniel Mass has just lost like 3 places. What has he done? Oh, that's why. We got a free wide moment here. Oh, it's now... Oh, Daniel Mass trying to go all the way on the outside, but too far wide. And it loses another place to Jacob. Oh, who then goes deep himself onto the grass, now loses 3 places himself. Bit of an unsafe rejoin in front of the All Elite Racing driver. But we still got his teammate is still, well, was side by side with Alex Santana, but nope. These guys fighting is just costing them even more time. They're now almost 5 seconds adrift from the top 5. Holy.
Yeah, definitely. Lucas has done very well on this lap to get back into the blue mode, but he does actually still have less battery now, though. Again, that could be something that Zach can exploit potentially on this next lap to get him back out.
Yeah.
But Tycho stuck there on much more.
Big mistake there from Lucas Besner. Just might have just completely screwed over his braking, so he just went super deep at the last corner.
I have a feeling he didn't make a mistake there, and he did that on purpose. I have a feeling that is actually what happened there.
Oh, he did it on purpose.
I believe he has done that completely on purpose, just to gain a bit more speed compared to Zach and take the tactical.
This is where let's hope then track limits. He didn't get a track limit pen then for that, so I think he could have done.
He did receive a warning for that, as expected, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's something you can actually afford to do around a track like this, as there's not a real spot where you can go off the track apart from the final corner here.
Yeah. Like I say, I'll be shocked if anyone actually does get a 3-second time penalty. But I saw yesterday in the console assists, a few of them got for pens. I was like, if you just go a little bit too wide on exit of corners, you can pick up a warning. I'm pretty sure I've seen a few people do that at the very last corner. It can also happen as well on the exit of turn 13 as well.
I believe Tycho could be looking for an overtake here.
Hey,
Nope, just trying to put a bit of pressure.
Yeah, it looks more like trying to put pressure on because to be fair, if he puts enough pressure on Lucas, then Lucas could make a big mistake and then completely screw up. Has Donoso made a mistake? Someone's eavesdropped a little bit.
I believe he could just be trying to save tyres in this situation.
Yeah,
So he could potentially look to go long because he has such a huge gap behind. But I think he might have made a mistake though.
Daniel, 10 seconds to speed in the pits, and there's the retirement from the Envision driver. Clearly not happy with what's going on. His teammate though is currently in 7th with Alex Santana. They've seemed to have broken away though from the rest of the field. Like Hamza is the head of the other train that consists of like 5 drivers. Well, they did break away until somebody, I think, did an illegal overtake. Naughty Envision driver.
I'm not entirely sure what has happened properly with this train because they have lost over a second a lap so far within 6 laps.
Yeah, they're literally losing a second every single lap. As Zach has got the second to Lucas. So this could be Tycho Hardy's chance, and it is his chance. And there goes Tycho into 2nd place. But he's still outside the 1 second of Zach ahead, though. Which don't help him, unless he can get it in his lap, this little bit straight here. No. No, he does not. Because the detection point is just before the pit entry.
Yeah, but this is definitely something we can now expect, though. Is there could be another chance here for Lucas might be potentially getting gapped again, as he has really been struggling for pace on this in these opening 7 laps.
Yeah, but I think it comes down to what you said earlier, tyre saving. Because I saw some people yesterday in a console assist tyre saving like crazy, so they dropped like crazy, so they could go as fast as humanly possible in their second stint, and they did recover quite a lot of places. So yeah. Might see that again today.
I mean, roughly around this time, Chris, I believe that's Chris. I can't exactly say it properly.
Yeah.
Close up.
Neither can I.
His tyres should now be faster than the mediums. The mediums are not that very good around here. That's why we've seen a lot of these drivers trying to get the mediums out of the way now, as the hards are the best tyre around here, like they are in most tracks in this game.
Yeah, because that's also one thing as well with this game. The tyres, I'm pretty sure, are 1 compound harder than what they normally are. So they do last a hell of a lot longer. So I know the mediums should start falling off around the end. I would say around about lap 8 is when they start struggling. As proof that I think Hamza here is going to try and make a move on the inside of Alex Santana. And does get that, but they are on the same tyre. Who is it that was on? Who was the other person on the hards? Okay, it was Leon and Jacob, but they're just miles back from these guys. They're all on the.
There is another thing to note here. Lucas is really struggling for pace again. Less AERS than the leaders, and he has a 7/10 gap right now. He is potentially getting gapped this lap again.
Yeah, that's unusual. Like. From qualifying, you wouldn't have thought he would struggle this much with pace. But honestly, I think it's him trying to tyre save a little bit, because I think what he's going to try to do is when these guys eventually pit, I assume in the next 2 to 3
roughly
laps.
2 to 3 laps, yes.
Yeah, roughly 2 to 3 laps. He'll probably go. He'll probably stay out a lap longer, but burn his tyres, what he's got left of them. But so say he's definitely struggling.
The only issue in this game about doing that is having a 1 lap offset, and it doesn't fully matter because you have roughly around at this track 4% less, which will not mean anything.
And Lucas is actually,
and the undercut.
Yeah, I was like, Lucas has lost the gap to the leaders as well. Sorry, I keep cutting you off there.
Because the undercut around this track is very strong. Roughly 2 seconds a lap to say. So, and with that 2 seconds, having 4% better tyre wear isn't worth it at all. So we are
No.
expecting an undercut strategy to win this race. Yeah.
Yeah. So Lucas Bessner definitely struggling because Zozo is up his inside at turn 1 and gets the move done. Oh, but Lucas says, I'll give you a little bump though on the after. Because I was like,
This
Tycho's
is
just
something we
gone.
can
Like
expect
Tycho's
here
caught up
again.
to Zach.
We expect Fab to overtake him here with this huge ERS advantage he has
Yep.
compared to Lucas. Lucas has gone a bit straight there. I think you can really see he's struggling on these tyres. Maybe potential overheating issue for him.
Yeah.
I think
As
that could explain his pace.
Yep. Donoso tried to have a look around the outside, but just couldn't quite do it. As now that Zozo has passed, he's actually catching back up to Tycho, who's like right on the back of Zach. I thought when Zach broke the 1 second to Lucas, I thought he would just be gone. Nobody to catch him. But Tycho is right up his diffuser. I'm assuming Tycho might make a move for the lead on this lap.
So that could be something that TRT could actually use to their advantage here. It's that it could fight Tycho quite hard, and then that could allow Fab to either undercut or close back into the 1.3 second gap that Zozo has here.
Yeah, well, Tycho is up the inside at the hairpin and has gone into the lead of the race. Oh, Zach's in. There we go. There's you. Zach is going to be the first person into the box. Obviously, I expected the end of this lap, but no. That is fine. He's going in a lap earlier than expected. That's fine. So he's going to try and undercut the front runners here. So these guys are going to have to get a wriggle on. As I also saw, Donoso has actually got past Bessner as well. So very nice. So Lucas definitely struggling for pace on these tyres. Hopefully that does change when he swaps onto the hards, but you will never know. Where does that come out? He's come out just behind Thomas Biscup in a 13th. Oh yeah, one good thing to know as well, since we've had 2 retirements in this race, all 15 drivers left in this race will get points. So as long as these guys don't retire, they will get a point. As Zozo's going very defensive here, as Fab is staying right tucked underneath him.
Yeah, I mean, having a look at the ERSs of Zozo and Tycho, I actually expect them to box this lap. As with this game, you regen a lot of ERS in the pit lane. And Zozo pits, but Tycho hardly stays out to get the...
Oh yeah, he does. What the heck? Interesting. He stayed on an extra lap. Very interesting. Yeah, because I've noticed that. So as soon as you go into the pits, so you can see it on the steering wheel there of Zozo. His battery was recharging like crazy. That is just amazing. That is.
The one thing, though, if you can't notice, if you see the red recharge bar, it has used a bit of the recharge. But that should actually be fine, because they roughly will be... they roughly would have been on around that red recharge bar anyway, coming out of turn 1, turn 2, so it won't affect their usage for the rest of their lap.
No, it should not. And as figured, the gap between Zozo and Zach was 3 seconds as they come out the pits. And now he's just got...
Yeah, so that undercut, again,
yeah,
roughly 1.8 to 2 seconds that they gained.
Yeah. And obviously Tycho stayed out another lap, so this will be
We
interesting.
can actually here expect Fab, maybe Lucas, to be side by side with Tycho, coming out of the final corner, which could really hinder Tycho's race if he doesn't pit this lap.
Yeah. So obviously you would have thought an esports driver would have pit the same time these guys, or should I say, the lap after Zach, so you don't get screwed over too much. But
yeah, but he is in the pit lane now.
He's definitely in now. Yep. Right,
That was a very committed pit for him.
Yeah, let's see where this brings him out. We're right on board with Donoso. who's currently running in 10th. I expect a few more in this lap. Obviously, any hard runners left in this race will be staying out for another lap. As I believe Tycho is on coming to the pit exit.
He comes out ahead. That is massive for Tycho.
Wow.
This is another thing that Tycho has to be careful of. He used so much battery on that on the push in lap, which he now has so much less AERS than what he could have had.
Yeah. To be fair,
So
though,
he's actually going to be affected a small bit here on his usage.
Yeah. Oh, as Donoso's up the inside.
He has the AERS advantage, which means he should get it done.
Yep, round the outside. Which he does. There we go. Fabian Donoso into P7, just behind Tycho Hardy, who's lost 2 seconds to Zach, staying out 2 laps longer. But Zach is in traffic though. Zach is in traffic, but not for long. As I say that, not for long. He gets up the inside of Leon at turn 13, and also will get past Tom Wolfgram in a few seconds as well. There we go. Traffic.
We're gonna have a look here, because I do expect Fab to actually be able to get back into Tycho's blue overtake mode because of him maybe losing time to these lead guys. But Tycho, with the advantage, he gets the blue overtake for this lap, which is really good for him. So we're gonna have to see how much he gets held up by these back markers.
Yep.
He's definitely not catching them in a very nice spot.
Thomas Wolfgram's still on a medium tyre though. 13 laps. Oh, it's 12 laps so far he's done on those tyres. So it's interesting as Tycho's going to go straight past Leon, who's on very old hards.
No, Leon is fighting. Leon is not backing down here.
No, he's also getting like boxed in by Tom ahead as well, so that is not very good as Tom gives up the inside for Tycho to just go flying through. Not going to fight.
Now the question is, also we look back now, does Fab clear them very quickly? Looking at it, no he doesn't. He's really getting held up here.
Yeah, because I'm riding on board of him and he's just getting really held up behind the Cadillac. I thought he might go for a move on the brakes, but nope. Oh, this is brave around the outside on 13.
He has the tire life to do it and he gets it done.
Yeah, very brave. And looks like Zozo's going to do it as well. Well, tried to. He's having to pull... Like, what? Leon is just fighting this. Obviously, Donoso's giving him the space.
He's allowed to do it.
Yeah, he's definitely allowed to do it.
They can't do it.
And there goes Tom into the pits. After, though, giving Donoso a boost.
Looking at it, though, Fab has lost about 1.5 seconds to Tycho on this lap from that traffic he got.
Yeah, he has done. That's not good. Tycho is slowly catching Zach, though. But obviously Zach is then catching Crisis ahead. I don't know how to say the Visions driver name without butchering it. It's so awkward. Yeah. I was saying, oh god, just got. This gap was 2 seconds a lap ago, and in half a lap, Tycho's taken out a full half a second out of Zach.
The only thing that I can say about that is Tycho has used a bit more AERS this lap, but obviously he will get in with this 2-lap fresher tyres advantage he has.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely will. As he's like got a 3-second gap to Donoso behind him, which is so that ain't good for Donoso. But obviously, if him and Zach actually fight over provisional race lead, then it could bring him back into it. He's also broken away from Zozo as well, which is
he has such a huge AERS advantage to Zozo as well.
Yeah, it really does. Right, we're about to go through the halfway stage of this race. The Vision Driver is leading the way after not pitting. He's done 14 laps on those hard tyres. He's got a second gap to Zach, but obviously Zach has pitted, and so has Tycho, who's pretty much about to catch to the back of Zach, probably through this first sector and the middle sector. So it seems to be where Tycho seems to be faster. So that's where he's getting a lot of his time.
Well, yeah, he can use those fresher tyres and get on that power so much sooner, which definitely helps him in that situation.
Yeah, well, Zach is now stuck behind the Vision Driver, like right up his gearbox. Oh, but Zach's like, nope, I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to go up the inside of him at turn 7.
This is something. Does Tycho get held up by the Vision Driver?
I don't think Tycho's going to get held up by him, because I don't think Tycho's going to get close enough until like the turn 11, turn 12. Right, just gonna give you a onboard camera. He's just not quite close enough. But he's going to use that extra power, and there we go, into second place for Tycho. I will now try to catch a Zach. He's got 1.2 gap to Zach right now, who's led most of this race so far. As Denoso has actually pulled down the gap a little bit, but obviously that's because Tycho's got ahead of the Vision Driver, who is staying out another lap. I'm assuming all the hard runners will probably pit at the end of this lap. Wait, what? Oh, fucking Jacob left but never rejoined. I was wondering why he's at the back with hards. Answers that question. He never rejoined the session when he left. So that's pain for him. Because he's going to be miles behind now. Oh, and that 1 second gap didn't last long between Zach and Tycho. He's under the second.
Yeah, he's actually shown very good pace, as we expect him to do, with especially that qualifying time he did.
Yep. Qualified pole, but then obviously he lost the lead almost immediately on the first lap. So I don't think he had to, because I think Zach just had a better race start than him. So now they are very close to each other once again. As well.
What I have a feeling that could happen here, which would be the best course of action, I believe, is a potential for Zach to back Tycho here, to try and make it a 2v1 with Fab.
Yeah. Like I said, there is the opportunity for it, because obviously Denoso though is stuck behind the Vision Driver, who I assume will be in this lap off his hards, I reckon. Nope, one more lap he's going. So he's going to try to get to the end of this lap. And it's like, Denoso just not even close enough to try and mount something. Because the longer he stays behind the Vision Driver, the worse it's going to be. He's going to try and squeeze it up the inside on the exit. Oh, bit of a back end just stepped out on him. He's going to try on the outside though. Coming to turn 4 and ahead. But he's got 3 seconds to catch the top 2. Will he do it in... what, we got like 12 laps? Yeah, he'll probably he'll kick it.
That fully depends on if Zach does then start to back up Tycho, which it does actually look like he's doing.
Yeah, especially through those slow corners there. Definitely that is the case. Like, obviously, if I was Zach, I would definitely probably do that. Any chance you possibly can back Tycho up, I would.
Yep, you can see. Look at the time Fab's already gained. There's 4 attempts already there.
Yep. Yep. Teammates.
You can really see Zach trying to help Fab here. They need to make this a 2v1 against Tycho.
They definitely do. Tycho's going to try to go around the outside though, here at the hairpin. Oh, a bit of tyre banging. More tyre banging. Still side by side. Still side by side as we come to the last corner.
All this side by side fighting is going to cost them. This is another opportunity now where Zach can keep using his battery to try and get back ahead. More side by side helps helps Tatum here.
It does.
Yeah, as you see, he tried it.
He tried to sneak up the inside there at turn 1. Didn't quite get it. But very, very close together. Right, but looks like Tycho gets a better exit than Zach out of turn 3 as they come up to turn 4. Yeah. Zach does need to get a wriggle on. Because he doesn't want to lose Tycho, because if Tycho gaps him, then obviously Tatum will just have to settle for second and third. But obviously, I'm sure Zach does have the blue boost, he does. But Tycho doesn't. Oh! Bit wide there on the exit of turn 10 there for Zach. He's lost a little bit of time, because he also murdered one of the boards. He murdered the straight line board. Yeah, oh god, he's almost lost a second due to that one little mistake. But his teammate is still rather catching rather quickly.
One thing I have actually noticed here is Tycho has less AERS. That's the only positive there is here for Zach. But even then, he has to try and keep the battery at a similar percentage while staying in.
Yeah, 'cause, like, he only barely just stayed in, so it's like if he makes a mistake like he did last lap again, then he can kiss a win goodbye.
Yeah, I think the race is already over in this situation. I think Tycho has won the race in this situation. Unless there is some sort of major mistake or safety car.
I don't think a safety car is going to happen with these guys. These guys always keep it as clean as possible. So I'm pretty sure last week there was like no safety car for the PC side, and it doesn't seem to.
I don't see any real chance of a safety car either.
No, and Zach is actually struggling to keep pace with Tycho. And yeah.
No, but once again, if you actually look at it, Tycho has less ERS. But even then, out of the 1 second here, the gap will maybe come back down to 8 tenths at most.
Yeah. So yeah, the difference between their battery right now, obviously Tycho's burning it all out of the last corner while they are burning it, but yeah. Zach has more by about 20%. It's just the question is, can he keep in touch with them at the front? He's barely got back in it on the brakes. Detection points. Well, he's still within a second.
Same ERS though. That's the big positive here. Fab is getting gap though, because Zach is being carried along by Tycho's pace.
Yeah, like if Tatum wants any chance of winning it, getting a 1-2 in this race, then Zach needs to get back ahead of Tycho and back him up. But obviously he tried doing that once. Tycho's like not having this, and he went straight past him as soon as they got to the straight. And again, just look, Tycho just seems to have more pace in the first 2 sectors, so there's definitely clearly a wing difference as well. Because like, yeah, look at that. As we started this lap, the gap was about 7 tenths. Tycho's gapped Zach by 3 extra tenths in the first 2 sectors, pretty much.
Well, yeah, the tyre advantage that Tycho has in the situation is huge. He is gaining loads from it. But obviously Tycho is not a slow driver by any means.
No, he was in F1 esports for a reason. Because he was a fast driver, and he's proving it right now that he still has the pace. Just a shame he just couldn't show it in the F1 sim racing championship this year. I said not a single person picked up 3 seconds for track limit yet, which is amazing to see. Also, a few people will have track limit warnings, but no one's like, which is nice to see. But obviously Zach has just now lost Tycho completely. Yeah, still was actually in the second to have boost because he still got the blue boost. So he barely got into it at the last corner.
This is a very disappointing performance, I believe, from Fab, because he's notoriously quite strong around this track. From his time in esports, finishing as
Yeah.
high as even P2 in 2021.
Yeah, I thought that's why Fab Donoso was racing this track. 'Cause I thought this was one of his better tracks. Because I've seen this man, I've seen him racing F1 esports. He's always pretty quick. But obviously today he's just not been able to show it. Just got gapped and then just got more gapped. And it's like at
I
this
think
point,
the main issue for Fab in this race was his start. He just dropped so far down compared to what he could have been. The FST driver and Lucas Beisner, who was getting gapped as
yeah.
well,
So I said the
which
only
really affected his
drivers.
race.
Yeah, well, right now the only drivers that are anywhere close to each other are Lucas and Zozo in fourth and fifth, and the other close battle would be this one here with JSPR and Tom Wolfgram, who's gonna get the move on the All Elite Racing driver. Oh no, never mind. Gonna pull back into the slipstream, and he's now gonna try to go around the outside of the hairpin. Unless they're gonna do the upper under, a nice switchback on the power like earlier. And yep, gets the switchback into P10, goes the ET8 driver. I say, other than this battle, the only other close ones are, like I said, Lucas and Zozo for fourth, because like Zach has now just lost Tycho, so I don't see Tycho throwing this race away, and FER can thank him for a win for them, which will move them from what I think about fifth in the drivers' points to probably the top three. Then again,
Yep.
Harry.
I mean, if we have an actual look at the points, though, this does really still help Tata.
Oh yeah, it
Because
does.
a 2-3 is more points than a 1-14.
Yep. So yeah, Tata will get 2-3 in this race, which will just increase their lead even more at the top. Because I think their nearest challengers are like Venturi, who are just not doing so well today. Obviously, well, to be fair, they are still doing. The drivers aren't doing bad. So obviously Lucas in fourth, Alex in sixth. Obviously Alex is just in a world of his own. He's 11 seconds back from his teammate, and he's got like 4 seconds to the AMS driver behind him. So, oh, we got yellow flags. Looks like he's got going again. For a second, I thought it was like yellow flags. Late safety car drama. Late safety car drama. No, not this time around. One can hope.
A late safety car here would actually be very interesting. Because
Yeah, that's what I want.
it'd be a good strategy tool between the teams, because there's a potential the mediums could be better here at the end. Because softs do die very quickly.
That they do.
And do people have fresh softs? Or fresh mediums? You never know.
That's it. I'm just looking at the Vision driver, trying to get past Hammers here, and it's gonna go all the way around the outside of turn 6. Oh, contact in the buffs! They're both into a half spin, but both are still going. Oh, contact between the two drivers. I was expecting to contact them both into the wall for the safety car, but not gonna happen. Oh dear, that's gonna be one for the Strutz room after this race for that contact between them. Nope. I thought Zozo was going to try and make a move on the inside, but now he's going to fancy the switch back on Besner here. Gets on the power earlier. Nope. Fought against it. He's just going to settle for P5 right now. Oh. He's now just going to dive up the inside into turn 1. Side by side, the two drivers coming through the first couple corners. And looks like Zoe gets ahead as he gets a little bit of a love tap there from Lucas. Yep. And now we go. Zoe into 4th ahead of the Venturi driver, taking points away from them. Because obviously they're Tatum Race Tech's biggest rivals in this so far. Yeah, and now everyone's built. Everybody, like these two, the only two drivers that actually were anywhere near each other. That's one thing that annoys me actually with this game. Once you've got a gap to the driver behind, it is very hard for that driver to get back into it. Obviously, with last year's game, it was a different story. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's like if you lose the boost mode, you are pretty much dead in the water.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the main issue I believe with this game is the ERS, and with the straight mode as well, there's no real sort of DRS training. At some tracks, the overtake mode is really, really strong, like the DRS was, so it is impossible to gap. And there's tracks like this where it doesn't really affect it much due to it being quite ERS, quite ERS safe track compared to like a Monza or a Spa. It means you can use roughly the same ERS anyway. So it just goes off your raw pace then.
So yeah, clear to see then from this, and some people I guess are just not up to speed then with the new regulations then, if that in that case. But again, some people have been having crashes. As just looking at the other IRT of Leon fighting away for P11. I thought he was going to make a move around the outside. Softer, his mediums compared to the hards. Go on, make a dive on him into turn 5. Oh, oh, the alert driver actually has wing damage though. Did not notice that. Oh, round the outside. Leaving space. Now it's the inside line and gets a move done. Will the Red Bull come back? No. So Leon gets the move into 11th. As we've got 3 laps to go. Tycho has a 3.5 second gap to Zach, who has a 3 second gap over his teammate, which has been the same like that for the past few laps. FST Zozo keeping ahead of Lucas Besner, but only barely. So I assume Besner will try to make something happen on the last and final lap. So these are probably the only two that you'll probably see fighting for the rest of the race, because everybody else is just gapped the other drivers around them. Because as you can see by the mini map, there's just massive gaps between every single driver. So it's like not much happening now. All the excitement has just gone out the window of what happened in the first few laps.
I believe there's a small chance for Tom to get P9 here. He has 3 lap pressure tyres over Hamza, and he is closing up quite a lot.
Yeah, that gap. He's almost within a second, so we could. So Tom Wolfgram here could have a late charge for some more points for ET8. Obviously, the sole driver for the team today. I assume the other one is supposed to be Ken Fisher, but I don't know where he's gone. Oh, he did show up in the YouTube chat earlier, saying, "Come on, Tom, you got this." It's like, don't know how long ago that was, but yeah. He's got a good chance of P9 here, but obviously the IRT driver is like 5 seconds back from the Envision driver, who's still catching the AMS ahead of him. Right. I'll have to keep a track of this. So on the second to last lap here, Lucas is still right up the back of Zoe for 4th. Obviously, I assume he's just waiting until the last possible lap. And the other closest battle I can see is Wolfgram getting by swing as Besner's not waiting until last lap, trying to go down the inside of Zoe at turn 5, gets the job done. Interesting, he doesn't wait for the final lap. Very interesting. So will he try? So I guess now and then it's Zozo's turn to see what he can do on the last lap. Also just noticed Donoso's actually reeling in his teammate. So I was like, that was 3 seconds a lap ago. It's his teammate. Donoso's taken like 8 tenths out of his teammate.
Zozo is very, very close to Lucas here, though.
Yeah,
Similar
yes.
era.
Well, similar as yeah. But he will have the boost mode where Lucas does not. As we are starting the final lap for these two. I've also just noticed, well, like, them fighting as well has actually allowed Alex Santana to gain a little bit, but obviously that's not going to do anything. As just going to look back at Wolfgram. Is he going to try the up and under again? Little contact on the IRT driver. But nope, that small wobble just do not allow him to make the move. He might make it to turn 1 though.
I believe the IRT driver is struggling on fuel, though. There's a chance that he might not even properly make it to the end on fuel.
Oh, there goes Thomas Wolfgram up the inside of him into P9. He goes. As we're going to go back on board with these two of Lucas and Zozo fighting over P4. Still.
It's really not over yet for Zozo.
Nope. Right. Pretty much the last chance he has then to get P4. Well, he does have one last chance to the start finish line, but this is his biggest one now. Both of them would be burning all that ERS. He wants to try and get down the inside. Oh, gets the inside line. Was keeping onto the wall. Obviously, Tycho across the line to take the win. Zach P2, Donoso P3, and Zozo does get the place ahead of Lucas and will take P4 away from the Venturi driver as they're both going backwards. And now we just wait for the rest of the field to catch up as Alex Santana will take P6 for Venturi. Some solid points there. Now, will the Envision driver get the AMS driver on the line? Nowhere near. So, AMS gets 7th, 8th for Envision, then Tom, and then the 2 IRT drivers cross the line at the exact same time. Hasma keeping ahead of his teammate. Then we've got JSPR, and now we just wait for Lucas Biscup and Harry to get across the line. And then that is it. As a Christian Clausen has turned up in the chat as well. Right. Very nice there. Right, so final classification then, once I get it. Tycho Hardy claims the win here for FVR. And then Zach fighting with Tycho for most of the way, but then obviously once Tycho got ahead and gapped him, that was it. He was gone. Donoso gets P3 for a double podium for Tatum Race Tech. Fastest Stay True also gets P4. And then the Venturi boys of Lucas ahead of Alex for 5th and 6th. Zenny gets P7 for AMS. I'm sorry, I'm not saying this Envision driver's name because I will butcher the crap out of it in P8. Then we've got Thomas Wolfgram in 9. Then Hamza in 10th. 11th for Leon. And then the all elite racing drivers in 12th and 13th. Then Harry in the other FVR. And then Jakob finished a lap down because his AI pretty much finished the race for him. And then the only retirements of Daniel Mass and Boba, who retired on the very first lap after being spun out. So that was not very fun for them. So obviously that has been the PC race today. Obviously reports will be now open for teams to report other teams for incidents they saw in the race. And hopefully next week, when we come to round 3, our regular commentator Taz should hopefully be back. If not, you'll probably get Joseph on Wednesday for console NA, and then it'll be me on console assist and PC again, just like this week and the week before. But obviously, hopefully Taz will be back. But for now, that is it from me and Will. We'll catch you all next time. Cheerio.